Welcome back, everyone. This is BNSF RailNet doing a video update for the North Metro Model Railroad Club here, showing you some of the progress we've been up to since our last update and kind of filling in with what's been going on. First and foremost, we passed all city inspections, so we got our approval to start building bench work. And with that, we have money lined up, so we're going to be buying the bench work as far as the lumber within the next week or so here. And progress is going to be going up rather rapidly because, as you all know, we have been chomping at the bit to get it going on this thing. So what we've been doing in the interim time, we can see with the red rosin paper on the floor, is we are taking our blueprint and transferring it to the ground. So we're guesstimating on the aisleways and seeing what works. Each piece of rosin paper you're seeing is 3 feet wide, so you can kind of get the gauge of it. And from the last time, there's been a few revisions on the plan. The Northtown Yard is changed via approval of a Northtown Yard, Minnesota, and BNSF Rail Yard in Minnesota, the Northtown Yard. He kind of came through and showed us what needed to be done to make the switches and everything else work and flow properly. So we had most of it drawn correctly, and he just added a few changes, and we're good to go. So in the Northtown Yard, we changed up the Minneapolis Junction area. We used to run into St. Paul, and now we're just basically stopping at Minneapolis for a little better realism. So that's there. Duluth still remains the same. The Saunders area, northern Duluth, Brainerd, going up into this Staples sub, or the Staples Yard. And this is where it's basically changed. This peninsula used to come vertically down, and now it does have a horizontal out. So just a little bit of change. I don't remember if I did on the last one, but as I mentioned, I might have mentioned before, we added in a branch line. So now we have kind of 2 lines running on the same space, so it's going to double our running ability and capabilities. So, and then doing a little more of the finer detail on the track plan. So yeah, as you see it here, this peninsula right in this corner of the Staples is transferred to the ground. The red indicates the dual track main line. The 3 tracks in black are the yard tracks, just for the Staples specific sub here. So as you can see, with it actually being on the ground versus the paper, we can play with it a little better and kind of get a gauge for what's going on with the space we have. And also it's reassuring to kind of see what we drew on the paper is lining up and everything for the ground. And there's just the scale. That's a 3-kit ADM Walthers one. And just the scale magnitude of the sizes. So we're looking at some pretty big peninsulas and everything. Moving on. The curves, as far as the club, we did mandate that the minimum radius is a 42-inch on the inside curves, and the outsides are 44. So we do have some rather large radiuses going on the corners. And then the branch line also applies too, with the 42 and a 44-inch curves on the outside. And going into a Y area. So this will be one of the main peninsulas here. This is coming out into the Becker area. You see Becker's kind of roughed in. And we tested out the sidings. Each one will hold roughly about maybe even a 40 car train. They're about 30 feet long for each siding. So, and continuing on, more of the peninsula work. And then obviously we have the paper on the ground just to kind of reassure the aisle widths and everything. So, well, we ran out of rosin paper, so we're going to grab some more. So we can continue on with the rest of the layout. And that would be, over there's the Brainerd area. The Saunders kind of coming in. There will be a peninsula out here. And then this big peninsula running down is going to be the Northtown Duluth one. And since the last video we had all the Fremont modules up. They are down and they've been kind of going to shows here and there. And we'll be pretty much packed up and no longer coming back. We might set up a few small ones to give us something to play with, but with other members of the group, we've all kind of decided as long as it doesn't come back, it's not going to be played with, so we'll just keep it out of here and focus on the main task at hand with the big layout. So, over here, a couple of the changes, some posted boards, stuff that needs to be worked on, work orders to be repaid. This is turning into the little workshop area here. We've got all our stuff moved in to start cutting and doing the craftsmanship of the layout. And then we're just waiting on wood to get priced out, purchased, and delivered. And over in here, coming around the back side, crew lounge is now in its official place. As you can tell, it's nice and small. We'd prefer actually if there was not a crew lounge in here, but for some of the other members that is kind of a necessity, so we're going to keep it in here and make everybody happy. But we just see it as a place to sit down, and if you're in the club, you should be out there running or working on it. So, and not too much progress on the workroom. Getting closer, and the bathrooms still have not changed as well. So, and then the other thing too, I showed in one of the videos too, we're actually putting the Osseo line. It's going to be on this back wall. It's going to come around through that corner over here, have some flip outs so the landlord can access the pumps and the water mains back there, so it'll traverse there, crawl along this back wall, and then continue down the 90 some odd feet to that end of the wall and be a dead end stub. So this will be another branch line that I'll be working on too. So industries have been lined up, switches and everything, so we got the schematics to what needs to go where. Coming into Rogers, going up to Albertville, and finishing off in Monticello. So with that, thanks for tuning in for the newest update, and I'll try to get a couple more of these showing up more often once we actually get the bench work started. That way we can actually see the live progress of this thing coming to life. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned for that next episode, and we'll see you guys soon.